Speaking of not good things happening, though, did you guys hear about the whole Steam Machine Redline thing? So, turns out the problem was not as bad as people were thinking it was. So, there was this semi-viral social media thing where people were saying their Steam Machine redlined. Now, the Steam Machine has this LED bar that you can go and use to, either just be an LED bar, but also it can be used to demonstrate error codes. Now, the bar that people were seeing, this half red bar, that indicated GPU failure, which is not very good. Turns out, wasn't actually a GPU failure. It instead, I don't know what it was. I actually don't know exactly what it was. They did respond, but it was solved by doing a CMOS clear. Unplug the machine, then press the power button a few times. This ensures any power stored in the PSU gets discharged. You may see the power indicator LED blip for a moment. Plug the machine back in. Note your power LED glows. Breathing pattern white or not. If yes, please send a Steam support ticket and tag me for a chat request with the ID. Hold the power button down for 6 seconds. You see the power LED flash momentarily. Release the power button when you do. The power LED indicator will start to cycle some color codes. These are designed to allow you to select various options for recovery troubleshooting purposes. When the LED turns green, short press the power button. This should perform a full CMOS reset. On the next boot, you should see the RGB bar is blue, and it may take a bit longer to boot due to the memory retraining. This, a lot of people were initially thinking was going to be much worse. But it was like, you see Red Ring, right? The whole Xbox 360 thing where what was the cause of the Xbox Red Ring? What was that? It was repeated heating and cooling, which fractured and cracked internal solder joints. Ah! Wait, didn't people cook their... Hold up. Xbox 360, Red Ring of Death, oven. Didn't people used to cook their... Yeah, they would go and... This is like, this is ancient hardware fix stuff. There's this concept known as reflowing. People would do it with their GPUs a long time ago. Basically, you would heat up the PCB to the point where you melt the solder, and then it would reflow the solder. In many cases, it actually did work. It sounds fucking stupid, but it did work. So people saw this red line of death, this red line on their Steam machine. It indicated a GPU failure, and people were thinking, oh my god, is this going to be like a repeat of the Red Ring of Death? Turns out, nah, seems to be... It's unclear exactly what the cause is, right? Like, they have this solution here, but it is unclear exactly what resulted in it. Whether it was like a firmware failure or something else like that. But considering it's just a CMOS reset, it can't be anything serious. Cause of the Steam Machine red line. Do we know the specific cause? So we know it indicates a GPU failure, but I don't think we know... I don't think we actually know why it was happening. Granted, it's only happened to a very small handful of users. We know about, I think, 3 or so confirmed cases. So it's not like this is a thing happening to absolutely everyone, which is the concern that people had, right? As soon as one person has a failure, and that failure looks like something we've seen in the past, then it's like, oh, well, is this going to be another failure, and another failure, and another failure? Thankfully, it doesn't seem to be. Hopefully, it is just some sort of firmware issue, and they can... ship out a firmware update, a BIOS update, and it mostly just resolves itself. At least until there is actual GPU failures, but I guess will happen sometime into the future. Right. Hopefully is not going to happen anytime soon. That would be good. Speaking of failures, though, do you guys see the whole Dbrand Steam Machine thing? This was so fucking stupid. It like happened over a week ago. I'm still thinking about it. Like, what the fuck were they doing? So there was the Dbrand Companion Cube. They announced this like a year ago. It was definitely a while ago. Is this their original one? Yeah, this is November 2025. I guess not exactly a year ago, but far enough ago. Like, hey guys, here's this skin for the Steam Machine. It'll look like a companion cube. Turns out, they didn't tell Valve. They didn't tell Valve. Or maybe they told Valve, but Valve was, and it was just like, no. They didn't have the clearance to go and make this. I don't know. Like, legitimately, I don't know how they managed to get so far into production that they actually let this happen, right? Like, how do you get into production and you don't know if you're legally allowed to make this? And this isn't the first time Dbrand has done this. Wasn't it with the PS5, Dbrand PS5 plate drama? Yeah, this was like 5 years ago. Dbrand starts selling matte black PS5 plates and dares Sony to sue them. Did anything actually happen of that? Okay, Sony sent them a cease and desist, claiming patent infringement on the console's shape. Dbrand was forced to pull the original, but quickly struck back with an entirely redesigned version. So I think this is kind of, like, Dbrand's been this real weird brand. Like, they are probably the most lenient brand when it comes to advertising. Go watch the LTT collaborations, right? Like, they've let LTT just say some things that no other brand would let you get away with describing their product. Like, just insulting them. This seems to be the way that Dbrand operates, where they treat, like, any attention they can possibly get, whether it be legal, especially legal, because legal is like, ooh, there's a product that looks, it's a cool product, and that's the thing, the company is not letting us have it, Sony's not letting us have it, Valve is not letting us have it, and I get it, right? Like, if you don't know the full story, and you're like, Valve is trying to cease and desist, Valve is trying to stop this companion cube being made, you might find that annoying, and rightfully so, especially if you were one of the 15,000 people that had pre-ordered it under the assumption that it was going to be made. But they did offer refund. They did, like, initiate refunds and do that, so people got their money back. But I get why you might be annoyed with Valve and with Sony in prior cases. But still, there's going to come a point where they cross a line and somebody actually does try to, like, actually pursue them if this is the route that we are going to be going with handling these products. I don't know what Dbrand's got in store for the future. What I can say is they're probably going to do something stupid. I will, however, say it does feel like a missed opportunity for Valve not to do this. Whether it be to go and actually collaborate with Dbrand or do their own or something else like that, it does feel like a massively missed opportunity to not make a companion cube. Because we didn't get anything with the Steam Machine. I remember a few months ago, people were like, guys, when the Steam Machine comes out, this is when the next Valve game is coming. This is when Half-Life 3 is coming. And I guess you can possibly get it still with the Steam frame. Maybe you get a new Half-Life VR thing, a Portal VR thing. Maybe you get something. You're not getting anything, though. It's not happening. I know people like, guys, it's gonna happen. Guys, the Steam frame is gonna be when we get the next thing. The Steam machine, this is gonna be when we get fucking Half-Life 3. Oh my god, guys, it's gonna happen. The cope, man. The cope will never fucking end. But at least you're gonna get one thing. At least one thing is definitely coming your way. There is this right here. Valve open sourced the Steam Machine e-ink screen so you can make your own. This is something that was shown off a long time ago, and people were like, wow, that's cool. Valve, you should sell it to us. And Valve was like, nah, we good. That's fucking expensive, and who knows if anyone's actually gonna buy it. So they went and was just like, hey, here you go. Now, JSorks, JSucks, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they did say they were going to make their own version. They were working on that, all that good stuff. But I guess if they're gonna just release everything, surely they won't say, hey, don't do it this time. What did they release it under? MIT. Okay, they released it under MIT. I guess they're not going to do anything, so if you want to just go and, like, make this and sell it and do whatever you want, fucking go right ahead, I guess, which is sick. I'm happy at least, even though we're not getting all, like, you know, we're not getting any game, at the very least, we're getting this, which is something.